and welcome to Whispers in the Wings, a theatre podcast with your hosts, Joshua Broadbent and Kelly Plank. Members of the Whispers in the Wings community, this is your Act 1 Beginner's Call, your Act 1 Beginner's Call. Thank you. Hey Josh.
Hello, Kelly Plank.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm dandy, thank you.
Dandy.
Dandy.
I love the word dandy. And do you know what it makes me think of? That TikTok? Have you seen it?
I am not on TikTok,
Okay.
but go on.
It's like, oh my gosh, a dandelion must be the last one of the season. And then she eats one. Then she eats it. I'm going to find it and I'm going to share it for you later.
Okay, because it does make me think of dandelions. And I'm cool with that. Okay, so we are
Moving right
up to
along.
the part of the episode where you, our listeners, email,
Instagram.
call. You ask your questions
God, yeah.
and we try to answer them in some fashion.
Yes. Well, I feel like we answer them pretty well.
No, I think, yeah.
The first question
Uh-huh.
comes from Dale.
Hi, Dale.
Hello, Dale. He said tips for staying healthy during them long tech periods.
Ooh. What's the longest tech you've done?
My tech periods don't often go for long. They're max a week, 3 days, if anything, really.
Okay, I have done a month of tech
What?
of 10 till 10.
God.
But, some days coming in later,
Yes.
never leaving earlier.
No. Yes. So tech follows rehearsals. So the cast room rehearsals, they move into the theatre where all of the elements come together: sound, lighting, flies, automation,
Set.
dressing. I'm looking at you.
Wigs.
Wardrobe is what I meant to say.
Yep.
And basically you pull the show together. You start at the top of the show and you work through that show.
And so that is tech focuses on the technical elements.
Yeah.
Making sure that everybody's safe whilst doing it
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So I've had a really long tech period.
Yes.
You've had a bit shorter.
Do you know
tech
what?
periods.
I've actually just remembered that when I did Matilda, we did a month of tech.
Well, there you bloody go.
But I was a secondment, so I was sort of just sitting
Doesn't matter.
watching.
Doesn't matter. You still got to keep yourself healthy.
Yeah.
So, how do you do it? Because they're bloody long hours.
They
In
are.
my experience, it was 6 days a week.
Gosh.
So 6 days, 10 till 10, roughly, give or take. I mean, you do get breaks.
You do.
And I wasn't always on the deck. Sometimes I was in the office ordering
Yep.
supplies.
Yeah.
So, how do you do it?
It's interesting. I've got a couple of things that I'd like to make sure I do. Obviously, stay hydrated, keep eating. All of those things are really important at any point of time.
Yeah.
But in my experiences, a lot of the time, stage managers like to continue to work through their break.
Yes.
I am all for getting my food break. An hour dinner break, see you later, I'm leaving the theatre.
Yep.
I will make sure I go outside.
Yep.
Go away from that space and just leave your mind there and just go and wander aimlessly down a street just to take in something else.
And not talk about the show.
And not talk about the show.
Yeah.
If you sort of have your dinner and you sit in the office, then, we need to do this, or can you start this to-do list? Here's all the stuff. It's like, well, you're not getting a break. You're not taking a moment away from
You're
it.
also not being paid for your break either.
No. So it's, I very much need to. And I do that, in between shows now.
Yep.
People sit up in the green room just eating dinner, chatting away. It's the last place I want to be is stuck in the theatre when I've already been there for 4 hours and I've got another 4 or 5 hours to go. So
Look, sometimes I do appreciate a little sleep on the green room couch.
that is true. That is
So
true.
for me, I find during tech, it is so easy to just go, my outside life does not exist. I'm working 6
yeah.
days a week, 12 hours a day. It is so easy to fall into the habit of going, oh, there's a Subway across the road.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Macca's down the street.
Yep.
Oh, this theatre has a great cafe with
Yep.
staff discount. As much as I hate doing it because it is my one day off, I meal prep.
Yeah.
And that, that's not to say that I will have 6 days of food.
Yeah.
Occasionally I might enjoy a Subway.
Yes.
But I meal prep so that I know that I'm getting nutritious food and proper fuel and I'm not spending all of my money.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy in tech to just go, I'm tired, I'm exhausted,
Yep.
I'm going to order a pizza
Yep.
or whatever. I think also sleep. Sleep for me, if I don't sleep, I don't function.
Yeah.
And so I will use my time on the way home from the theatre to, if I need to talk about my workday,
Yes.
I'll call someone
Yes.
and I will get it all out. So when I get home, I've already started to decompress and I can go straight to bed. But yeah, so for me, finding or at least attempting to achieve some semblance of a balanced diet and a standard sleeping pattern is really important for me to remain level-headed during tech. But I also think it's really important that the HOD, head of department, your stage manager, is looking after the team well and making sure that people, as you said, when they're on breaks, are actually on a break.
Yeah.
Whether that means, okay, so you've got 2 ASMs. ASM 1, you have your break now.
Yep.
And ASM 2, you can do this part of tech.
Yep. Yeah. A split break.
Split breaks. It's, it just makes things a lot easier.
And I will say on that, you know, the head of department should be checking in on you as well to make sure, you know, you're okay, the team's good.
Yep.
But in return, you should check in on your head of department.
Absolutely.
You should check on your stage manager. If you know they're going to be sitting there not getting a break, hey, I'm going out to get some food. Yep. Can I get you anything? Do you need a coffee? Do you need some chocolate? What do you need
also,
to sort of help?
Can I take over for, like, do you want to go and grab 15 minutes outside, fresh air?
Yep.
They're doing something I can do right now.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So, Kelly, our next question comes from Courtney, and it says, have either of you worked on an Auslan-interpreted performance? And if so, what accommodations/changes have been made, if any, to work with that interpreter?
So, for those of our international listeners and those also who may not know what it is in Australia, Auslan is our Australian sign language.
Yes.
What's sign language used for, Josh?
Sign language is used for people who are hearing impaired. And for theatre and the experiences I've had, it involves typically 2 Auslan interpreters down the front of the stalls. Yeah.
Wow.
So typically 2. They'll usually be on the left or the right of the stalls. Down the very front, there'll be a spotlight on them on a little platform down the front.
Really?
My understanding is that sort of section in front of them is where the people that require those services will be sitting. So they won't be up the back of the auditorium because they're not going to be able to see them.
Okay. I had the opportunity in uni, actually. I was working on 448 Psychosis, a Sarah Kane play, and our director really wanted to make it accessible. So I had the privilege of organising 2 different interpreters to view archival footage and to come and do, I think, 3 out of the 5 performances were Auslan-interpreted.
Amazing.
Yeah. However, on large shows, we've always had our interpreter on the stage.
Okay.
Yeah. So normally, like downstage, left or right, you normally have a special on them.
Yes.
And they will do that from that position. But normally they get a copy of the script or score or whatever it is and the archival footage of the show, or they get a comp to come see the show beforehand.
Yeah. I mean, very, very similar. So all of the same things.
Yeah.
I can't recall if, I think one show, maybe Charlie, we had them standing on the side.
Yeah.
But our theatres here are so different, and the stages take up so much different space.
Yeah.
That sometimes, or majority of the times, it's in that sort of front section of the auditorium.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit closer to them, and it's just the safer space for them to be. Because sometimes they can't be on those spaces downstage.
I think one of my favourite performances was the end of Full Monty with You Can Leave Your Hat On, when, you know, the guys are stripping on stage and they get their full kit out. And our BSL interpreter was just having the best time.
Yeah.
And because, you know, with any form of sign language, it's about, you know, it's very emotive. and it's very physical.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they were just having a brilliant time, and it was excellent. So as a show caller, as a DSM with a interpreter, I've been given extra cues. So I've been given cues to bring up the light on the interpreter and also take out the light on the interpreter, especially if it really depends on the director. For some shows, if they want a blackout, they want a blackout. They don't want a special light up.
Yes.
So, occasionally you'll get a few cues, and that's when I pop them on my sticky notes and put them in my book with a reminder a couple of pages prior that we've got extra cues coming up.
Yeah. Great. Thank you, Courtney, for that wonderful question.
Thanks, Courtney.
It's always good to make sure that these performances happen, that, they're not every day of the week, and they are very scheduled performances. And it's really important that more productions and events start adopting this in to make everything more accessible for everyone. Our next question is...
What's your favourite part of backstage life?
That is correct. And that question comes from Kate. What is your favourite part of backstage life?
Oh, okay. My favourite part is probably the shenanigans. So I was talking to one of the Wiggies, Abby, on 9 to 5. We do a quick change side stage for the hospital scene, and we were just pissing ourselves laughing. Like, I don't know. I think she was trying to hide behind a prop pan or something. And I just went to her, you know what? The best bit about this, the audience is seeing a professional show, and we are back here doing our job with a smile. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes that the audience aren't aware of. And it's so much fun. It's the people that you get to work with and experience this with. That's my favorite part. Otherwise, if I'm working like a festival, I just love the fact that, like, I'm with really cool bands and stuff. That I'm walking among the rich and famous.
Oh my God. Look, I have to agree with you, is that my favorite part of the backstage life is exactly that. It's making those friendships and having that little bit of light-hearted fun, nothing that's going to affect the show, and no one is going to, the audience don't know these things, but that's. When I worked on Thriller, our stage manager was the biggest jokester. She'd done the show for 10 years, worked her way up. And I remember the first day that I'm doing the ASM plot, you have to go on stage for Billie Jean and sit behind these stairs. Okay. So the stage manager's stage left, your stage right, you're on stage for a whole song. And just over comms I hear, "Oh, Kelly, I forgot to warn you. Don't look behind you. Are you scared of spiders?" And I'm just like, as an Australian, I'm like, yes, they're poisonous. They will kill me. I'm terrified. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, well, I've stuck some fake spiders in this piece of set, so don't be scared." And I turned around, and if she hadn't have told me, I probably would have screamed on stage. Or at least stifled that scream. But yeah, like, there are so many times that there was like this crossover that was out. Like, you'd have to go through doors to do this crossover. And the amount of times that I would be walking there and she would be hidden behind something and just jump scare me. Well, you jump scared really easily, because I opened the door to the stairwell the other day and I yelled out, "Kelly Blank!" as I do every time I greet you, because I love using your full name for whatever reason. And the scream that echoed, oh my God, we got to stage door and they're like, did you hear someone screaming? And I was like, oh no.
It's also nice to know that nobody checked on the scream. They're just like,
Yeah.
It's fine.
I think they probably used it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I do scare very easily.
I remember on Charlie, we had a rubber duck
Yeah.
that was used in the show.
Oh, cool.
And Wonka would throw it off
Yeah.
into the wings. Well, it was usually the ASM that would catch it, and it's like a fun cue and like a really hard cue because you're trying to catch it while paging occurred and not getting hit in the face. And
I'd
be
like
seen
to
by the
think
audience.
that you got hit in the face a lot.
I have a great video of me catching it, which I will throw up on our Instagram.
I think I've seen that actually.
I think it's on my prom side, but
Yeah.
I'll pop it onto our Whispers in the Wings Instagram. We, stage management, never did it in the end, and we wanted to. We were going to buy 1,000 rubber duckies.
Yeah.
And just hide them all over the theatre.
Love it.
We played a trick on one of the cast members. For some reason, they had this doll, this like porcelain doll that would sit in the dressing room. Creepy as
I was
fuck.
going to say haunted.
Like opening the doors to go in to like
Yep.
unlock their dressing rooms and stuff, just sitting there, nightmares. It got to a point where we started moving it around the theatre. We knew there was people that didn't like the doll, so we would put like notes being like, I've come to play with you. And the person that owned the doll was like starting to freak out because they're like, wait, like I'm not doing it. No one's admitting to this. And of course, no one's going to believe that stage management would ever pull a trick like this.
Oh, that's so good.
I think in the end...
Did you fess up?
Well, I didn't, but I think our stage manager did when we got to Brisbane when it was getting shut down.
Yeah.
I think they were like, oh, the doll was me. And they were in shock because A, they didn't think the stage manager would do that.
Yeah.
All stage management in itself would do that. It's fun to, be able to go to work, be a professional and do your job,
Yeah.
but still enjoy it and create that sort of company morale. in a
I
way.
remember on Priscilla, we did a whole company murder mystery
Wow.
that like went from show to show and it was our MD who ran it. What would happen is somebody was the dedicated murderer and there were certain rules. You could only do it in the theatre.
Yep.
It wasn't allowed to be during like when a show's running.
Yep.
And like you had to, if you died, you had to admit to it.
Yeah.
So at the end of every show, I've just done the members of the blah, blah, blah. Here is your call time for tomorrow. MD would come on the tannoy and do one of those, like in the Hunger Games when they list off the tributes that have died.
Yep.
And so that happened at the end of every show.
God.
But one of my favorite, and really, it depends on the show and how complex the call is and safety-wise and everything. One of my favorite things, if you're on the show forever and you're really confident, I love a trivia.
Oh, I love a good trivia. Like on comms during
on
the
comms,
show? Yeah.
Yep. On Thriller, Sunday matinee was our trivia, and that was really fun. Almost every day was trivia and full Monty. But yeah, it's about keeping that morale up and just enjoying. Because you're doing the exact same thing day in and out.
Yeah.
Want to make it fun.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I guess the shenanigans and the banter, my favourite bits.
And I'm sure it is Kate's too. Thank you so much for sending that through, Kate.
Thank
Thank
you.
you again to Dale and Corny also for asking us those questions. Kelly, I think that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. But where can our listeners ask us some questions?
Cool. So you can find us on Instagram at Whispers in the Wings podcast, or send us an email at whispersinthewingspodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a voice message.
You can leave a voice message by heading to the show notes to go to anchor.fm where our podcast is hosted to leave your voice message, or you can go to whispersinthewingspodcast.com and that will link you straight there.
What? We have a website?
We don't have a website, but we have like a bio sort of link, like where it's got all of the link. Do you not go? No. It's okay. Clearly, I run all the socials. It's fine.
I do other things.
Yeah.
Like look pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Okay. Cool, Josh.
Cool, Kelly. Cool.
See you next time.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
calling all of you theater lovers, both out and proud and on the DL. It's time to check out Broadway Breakdown, a podcast discussing the history and legacy of American theater's most exclusive address, Broadway. Hosted by me, Matt Koplik, a semi-famous, incredibly opinionated theater fan. Join me and my guests as we do major deep dives into some of your favorite, or least favorite shows. Here's some of our takes that are hot yet nuanced, salty but also sincere. Or come listen to my thoughts on the latest show to grace Broadway this season and see if it's up your alley. Or check out our frequent discussions on the Tony Awards and learn how to win your next prediction pool. Listening to an episode of Broadway Breakdown is like grabbing a drink with your bestie and gabbing about theater. Fun, foul-mouthed, and surprisingly informative. Or at least that's what it's like when I'm with my bestie. So, give a listen to Broadway Breakdown and take your theater discourse to the next level. Broadway Breakdown, found on the Broadway Podcast Network or wherever you listen to podcasts.